back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here and we've never met, my name is Chanina. Hey girl, hey. So y'all, today it's just gonna be another vlog, a realistic vlog, okay? Like just another day of my life. So I just came in the living room. It is actually morning, by the way. I know, you know. Anyways, I just came in the living room and with the idea of putting up the tree, but the living room looks a mess. I don't know if you guys can tell. I've got stuff everywhere. I've already got the tree over here and everything, but I need this living room is gonna bother me. I can't put the tree up until I get this living room clean. So that's gonna be on the today list first. I do have to work, but not until about an hour or two from now, about 2 hours from now. And I need to, you know, do the regular stuff, clean up and all that stuff. But yeah, so the goal today, the main goal is to get the tree up. I didn't get a chance to put it up yesterday. And we talked about, you know, kind of chit-chat about what I wanted to do and all that. It's not finalized. So what I'm going to do is, instead of overthinking the process, because I could care less whether the tree was up or not, you know, it's really for Olivia. So instead of overthinking the process, I'm just going to go with the flow and just hope that it turns out decent. So that's going to be one of the things on the to-do list. And I need to plan. I have not started the December part of my planner. So I need to get that done today. And yeah, and then whatever else is happening today. So first things first, though, let's get this living room clean. Yeah, so this is where I stopped with the tree. I decided to check with Olivia and see if she actually wants to decorate the tree. It didn't hit me until I was about to put these lights on the wall, and I was like, wait a minute, let me ask my child if she would like to decorate the tree this year. So I stopped. I didn't hang anything up or anything like that, so I'm going to give her the opportunity. And if she decides that she does not want to do it, she's not interested, then I'll just go ahead and finish it. All right, y'all, so I am getting dinner started. Well, not really started, but I'm getting a head start on one of the sides. I've already set out some pork chops to cook. I don't know if I'm going to fry them or bake them. Not really sure just yet, but since I didn't cook like the traditional Thanksgiving meal, I thought that I would just go ahead and do some greens and macaroni and cheese as the side. So right now I'm just opening 4 cans of greens. 2 of the cans were collard greens and the other 2 were mixed greens. And I'm going to let it cook in the slow cooker. red pepper flakes. Some garlic powder. Some black pepper. Some onion powder. Some ground paprika. I'm gonna put some sugar in it. Just a spoonful, maybe a spoonful and a half sugar. I'm going to take a little bit of my onion and green pepper mixture. Put it in there. Take some chicken broth. This one is 34% less sodium. So just gonna kind of cover it with chicken broth. Then, excuse me, y'all. Grab a cup. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Alright. And the vegetables are frozen, so it's actually gonna create its own extra water. So I don't know why I just added the additional water, but no need if you're using the frozen vegetables. And I've never put the green peppers in my greens before, but first time for everything, so we just gonna let that cook. And I have it on high, so I'm gonna check on it periodically to make sure the liquid hasn't evaporated or anything. If I need to turn it down, then I will, but right now we're gonna start it off on high. Alright, you guys, so it's later in the day. It's like almost 3 or 3:30 rather. So anyways, I ended up just going to work a little bit earlier than what I had planned to. There was some spaces open, so I just grabbed them. So anyways, if my voice sounds tired, girl, that's why. Your girl been talking. Calls were back to back. So this is what I'm up to right now. I am changing out my wax melts and trying to burn up the rest of this Yankee candle in the orange clementine. I've got a couple of candles that I want to go ahead and finish so that I can put it in my empties. I started burning this one yesterday. It's Acorn, I believe is what it was. Yeah, Acorn Spice. This is the Mrs. Myers. I don't know if I'm feeling this one just yet, so we'll have to see. But I blew it out because I didn't want it to burn the whole thing. Didn't want to burn the whole thing. But anyways, y'all, that's what I'm doing right now. So I don't know what I want to burn. I forgot what I have in them. I think I have Winter Wonderland or something like that. It was the last few cubes. Let's see, we got a pumpkin apple. I'm trying to use up some stuff. Let's see, there's 2 in there. And to read, there's a whole pack right here, so let me put that down there. That one's about full. Tell me if you guys, this is the Airwick plugins in the sandalwood scent. Tell me if you guys like that scent or not. Honestly, I'm not so sure I can even smell it. I don't know if I've just got too many fragrances going on, because I be having wax melts burning, and then I'll be putting, I'll put carpet freshener on the floor, and like throughout the day I'll just do like random stuff because I just like the house to smell good. And so, girl, I don't know if I just be having too much going on, and that's why I can't smell it or what. But anyway, let's see, there's one more of these, so let's put that up there, and there's 4 in there. Got one of those. SWGwoods. Okay, there's 2 in here. So any of these that have less than 3 or less, well, let's see, 1 or 2, let's just say it like that. Anyone that has 1 or 2 in it, I'm gonna try to use those up first. It's got 2. You guys, give me some recommendations of where I can buy some wax candles. I mean, outside of, Walmart, Target, and all that. Because I know I can go to those places. But there is a company, Scentsy. It's like a direct sales or multi-level marketing company. And they sell candle wax, but I've never actually purchased any from them. But I want to try other brands. Like, they just have the same ones with, exception of the seasonal or the limited edition ones at the Kroger that I go to. So I try to find different things to use. So I want to try a different brand. You guys give me some recommendations. I think we're going to go with, let's see, pumpkin apple. We're going to do these 2. And we're just going to do 2 of the love spell. That one was a Halloween one, and this one was to Day of the Dead, sparkling lime and citrus. So Okay, y'all, so I've got my kitchen clean and everything, got the waxes where they need to be, and I'm checking on my greens. Now earlier I did come back and add some bacon grease that I had left over from a couple of pieces of bacon that I fried this morning. I didn't eat it all, so I just crumbled up the bacon that was left over into the greens, and then I used a little bit of the bacon grease. So I did come back and do that earlier today. And so now what I've got going on is the noodles, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to bake the pork chops. I couldn't decide if I was going to do baked or fried, but honestly, after cleaning the kitchen and the time it took and all that, and getting rid of some grease that I fried something in last night, girl, no man, we're just gonna bake it. So I'm gonna hook up a little bit of marinade for this. So what I'm gonna use is some black pepper, just the usual stuff: black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika. I've got some Italian dressing that I need to use up, so I'm gonna use this to go with it. The rest of this turmeric, there's only a little bit in there, and I'm trying to think what else do I want to use. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple, you guys, and stick to just that. I'm looking through my seasonings to see if there's anything that I want to throw on here. Wait, okay. Yeah, I think we'll just keep it simple. So let me set you guys down. Alright, so I'm going to make the marinade. Go ahead and add the seasonings. And what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm just going to let this sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in a casserole dish with some of the frozen onion and green pepper. I'm going to cut up an apple and toss it in there because I've got some apples in the refrigerator that I need to go ahead and use. And that's going to be it for that. And hopefully it comes out good. Oh, there's still a little more in there. I can't remember if I did garlic powder or not, so we'll just put some more just in case. Go ahead and use the rest of that up. And just because I want to be fancy, I'm just going to put a little bit of chicken broth in there. Alright, y'all, so I've got my pork chops. They've been marinating for a long time. It's literally been probably about 2 hours or something like that. So, you know what? Am I gonna spray this? Yeah, we're gonna spray this a little bit. And I've got some pears and apples that were in the fridge. So I need to... They're not really going as fast as I thought they would go. So what I'm going to do is, I think I told y'all this in the last clip, but I'm going to cut up the pears and apples and lay them in here with the pork chops. Girl, so let's chit chat while I strip my pants off. I got on some shorts, but I threw on some pants to go meet Olivia at the bus stop. But girl, I didn't feel like sitting out there all that time. I hadn't been out there for a while. So anyway, girl, so listen, I got a chance to start American Horror Story. Y'all, okay. So I know I'm probably late. A lot of y'all done probably seen the season, double feature, season 10 already. But I literally was waiting until the season ended so that I can just watch it on demand or Netflix. But with American Horror Story, it's not going to be on Netflix until, you know, they always put it out the year after. Normally around the time a new season is coming out. So anyways, we're on season 10 now, y'all. So American Horror Story, for those that don't know, is basically a horror show about true crimes. You know, they tell stories of things that happened back in the day, you know, conspiracy theories, stuff like that. And so we're on season 10. So the first season, let's see, we've gone through Murder House. Girl, I had called myself was going to take notes because I was going to do a reaction on the season, but after getting through half the season, girl, bad. I'm about to sum all this up in a nutshell, all the way up to episode, let's see, what episode am I on? 7, I think. Anyway, so girl, okay, so American Horror Story, the first 9 seasons fall like this: Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, Hotel, Roanoke, Cult, Apocalypse, 1984, and here we are, double feature. Now this season was actually supposed to come out last year, but because of the whole pandemic and everything, production got pushed back and all that stuff, so we're getting it this year, and it's supposed to be 2 stories. So I started watching it last night and I was like, oh, okay, we're going into the vamp realm, okay, vampires, because we saw vampires back in, was it Hotel with the Lady Gaga? I think that's when we were introduced to the vampire situation. Now, all of these seasons somehow tie together, but that's too long of a video. So anyways, we get into episode 1 of season 10. Now, okay, double feature is the name of the season. So the first story, part 1 that they're going to be telling, is Red Tide, and then part 2 is Death Valley, okay? So, girl, I was all excited for this season, and don't get me wrong, I was, you know, into it. You know, it starts off with this family that moves to this town called Provincetown in Massachusetts, and the guy is a writer. Now, right off the bat, it was giving me, what's the movie where the guy took his family? He was a writer. He was having writer's block, and they went and bought this house and then realized that a family was killed in this house, and he had this videotape, and it was basically, girl, that movie. I don't know if, was it The Conjuring? Is it The Conjuring? I don't know, but it was giving me that vibe, okay? So right off the bat, it didn't take but 15 minutes for American Horror Story to get into the shenanigans, okay? So they're riding into town, and, you know, they run up on a dead deer or whatever. Dude get out the car. He look at the deer, they drive off, you know, whatever, the deer disappears. So that's basically the start of episode 1. Now, the mom is pregnant, and then they have a little girl. So they get to this house, and, you know, it's like a regular American Horror Story type of house, you know, old school, or very, there's no life, okay? I noticed that the color scheme throughout the first part of the season was like all grays and dark blues and stuff. Like, it was really weird. But anyway, so yeah, they move into this house, and you know, the guy, he has writer's block. Turns out the daughter plays the violin, and the mom is an interior designer. So anyways, they move into this house, and right off the bat, some freaky stuff start going on, right? So the mom and the daughter, they go take a little walk, and they kind of take a stroll through this cemetery. Girl, why they walk through a cemetery, I don't know, but they take a stroll through the cemetery, girl, and it's a guy, zombie or people eater or whatever you want to call them, okay, in the cemetery looking at them, and then he started chasing them, and they ended up running back to the house, yada yada yada, right? So you know, a little bit goes on or whatever. The dude's still trying to get some inspiration. You know, he can't write. He's still stuck. And the little girl, she's playing the violin, but there's a piece of the song that she is struggling with, right? And then, you know, the mom, she's pregnant. She's, you know, doing her thing or whatever. So they were supposed to go out to eat one night, and the wife, she ended up getting sick because the wife is pregnant, and she's got to be, I can't remember how far along, but her belly was big. Okay, so to me, I'm thinking maybe 7, 8 months, something like that. So anyway, they were supposed to go out to eat, but then she got sick and they didn't go, but he went. They didn't go together, but he ended up going by himself. So he goes to this bar, and you know, he's not knowing, they're new to town, right? So they don't know nothing about this town, right? So that was the first freaky thing that happened when the dude was chasing them. Okay, that was crazy. So anyway, the guy goes to the bar, and there is 2 people. They're singing on stage. You know, he's entertained and everything like that. So now we got some cast repeats, and that's one of the things that I was excited about, to see who's gonna actually be on this cast, because it was so secretive at one time. And I follow them on Twitter, but it's like, bruh, I had to kind of shield myself from my Twitter account so that I don't see any spoilers with the show, because I feel like I'd already seen too much. So anyway, they become cool and everything. The 2 people that's singing, you know, Evan Peters, and I forget the other lady's name, but they both been in several American Horror Story seasons, okay? But anyway, so they're singing on stage and everything, and then, you know, the guy, the husband, they all become friendly, okay? Let's just speed that up. They all become a little friendly, you know, whatever, communicating and stuff like that, having a drink, blah, 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 blah. So then we get to a scene where the husband gets a phone call from one of the guys, the guy that was singing on stage. Evan Peters plays his role. I forget what his name is on the show. But anyway, he calls him and he's like, hey, why don't you come over, chill, you know, blah, 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 blah. I got something that is going to help you with your writer's block. So, of course, he goes over there, because at first the guy was like, no, I got stuff to do. This bad timing, blah, 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 blah. So when he said that, he was like, okay, I'm on the way. So then he goes over there, and, you know, the guy presents him with this black pill. Now, right off the bat, that was giving me Matrix vibes, because in Matrix, y'all remember the red pill, the blue pill? Okay, so he presents him with this black pill and basically tells him that it would change his life, right? So the dude is asking, I think his name is Harry. I think his character, the husband, Harry was his character name. But anyway, so he's asking him, you know, what's the side effects and blah, 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 you know. And dude that's giving him the pill is like trying to, you know, kind of brushing him off and stuff. I know y'all probably want me to use names and stuff, but listen, I don't have none of these actors' names memorized, but I guarantee you, if you watch the show, you've seen them in plenty other movies. Evan Peters, you probably know him from X-Men. I forget the name of his character, but it's the one that runs real fast and steals stuff. So anyway, yeah, girl, so he takes the pill. Well, actually, what happened, I skipped a part, okay? So he's at his house. He's trying to get him to, you know, take this pill or whatever. And he's hesitating. He's like, nah, that's okay. I'm good. I'm good. Then he's like, listen up, dude. Just try it. You know, just try it. What's the harm? You know, whatever. Who cares what the risk is basically what he's saying to him, right? So he's still not wanting to take the pill, but he drops it in his pocket anyway, right? So he leaves, go home. And then when he gets home, he realizes that he has this pill in his pocket, and he takes the pill. The issue with that was his daughter was standing right behind him. So, of course, she saw him take the pill. So, of course, when he took the pill, it did trigger something in his head. They were about to leave town, because leading up to that, okay, or maybe I'm skipping around a little bit, but, okay, remember the dude that was chasing the girl, the lady and her daughter in the cemetery? Well, one of them got into the house, okay? and he had to kill him and all that, and the police was telling him, don't worry about him, you know, whatever. And they were supposed to leave and go back to New York. Well, when he took the pill, when they were in the car and they were about to leave, all of a sudden something kicked in and he got a little bit of inspiration, and he grabbed all his stuff out the car, his laptop and all that, ran back in the house, and he just started typing. Okay, so now he's typing away, not really getting no sleep and stuff like that. But then, okay, he's been typing, so, you know, girl, he's typing away, okay? So at one point, now he's still not realizing, other than him being able to write this book, what other side effects this pill has, because dude didn't tell him, right? He was like, who cares? So along the way, you know, after he gets his book and all that stuff, you know, the wife, I think she went and bought some sandwiches for him or for them to eat for dinner or something like that. And he took a bite of the sandwich, and that's when he threw up. So it turns out basically that this pill turns people into vamps, right? So, but he didn't know that. But all of a sudden he had a craving for blood, okay? So now, fast forward, okay, because the mother said, you know, whatever, y'all. So yeah, because literally part 1, the red tide portion of it that I'm telling you about is 6 episodes, like literally. So this is gonna be quick, okay? So anywho, all right, girls. So now, okay, so you know, now he got to go and feed the craving and stuff, right? So the people that gave him the pill, they taking him to hunt and all that stuff, you know, tell him what to do, what not to do, all that jazz, right? They going people hunting. So, girl, while he gone, I forget where he was, but at the time, the daughter done, oh, that's where he was. A tattoo, he had went to a shop. And the girl at the shop was also a tattoo artist, and she was a vamp too. You know, she had been taking the pill. And so anyway, she did his teeth. So in order for him to have a clean feed, he had to get his teeth done. So she did his teeth. So that's where he was at. And while he was there getting his teeth done, the daughter snuck in his stuff and took one of the pills, right? But the mom, she wasn't really paying attention because she was on the phone having like a whole cry session about a house that she was supposed to be designing, but by herself. So she was looking, but not really. So the girl took the pill, and you know, she went back to playing the violin. The thing kicked in, and before you knew it, she was able to play that part that she could not play all that time. And then she just passed out, right? But then she wakes up. The mom, I guess, had fell asleep at that time, because then she wakes up too, right? And then she plays and all. So anyways, okay, so moving right along. So now the little girl, you know, now she done took the pill and everything, and the she ends up telling the mom that she seen her dad take something or whatnot. You know what? That was before she took it, because he said some messed up stuff to her, because he was typing, right, and she was trying to play the violin, and then he was like, she told the mom that she had seen him take something. The mom went to confront him, and he was basically being a kid and was like, you're just mad because you can't get one little part of whatever song she was trying to play, blah 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 blah, like all rude and stuff. And then she walked off. So that's really what I think inspired her to go ahead and take the pill, because right after that she took the pill and she could play the part. Okay, so moving right along. So now he still doesn't know that she took the pill, but he starts to notice after a while. He's catching on, okay? So now he got to go get the blood, you know, enough blood for him and her and everything. But the problem is she was never supposed to take the pill. She was too young. So, you know, the people that was taking him to go get the blood and stuff caught on to that he was taking home more than we normally take. And, you know, was telling him basically, hey, that's a no-go, right? So there's some other characters in this whole story. So there's this one lady. I'm just going, yeah. So there's this one lady played by, what's her name? Sarah Paulson. That's my girl right there. Cries at the drop of a dime. But anyway, Sarah Paulson plays this lady who is homeless. And when the people get to town, she tries to warn them to get out. Now they go, what's so crazy to me is they're in this grocery store that literally no one is in. So obviously it's a small town, right? Anywho, so she tries to warn him, but the thing is, this, she hasn't taken the pill yet, but she knows what's going on, right? Because she's having to, like, kidnap babies and stuff and give it to the head vamp people who gave him the pill in order to keep the pale people from eating her. So the pale people are basically, okay, so yeah. So let's get into this pill. So basically the pill turns you into a vamp. However, it enhances any talent that you have. But if you don't have talent, you turn into a people eater, okay? So like a zombie or whatever. So that's basically what was happening around this town. There was a lot of people who didn't have talent that had took this pill and they were people eaters. And then you had those that took the pill, had talent, and it worked out for them. Well, when the daughter realized that it worked for her because she could play the violin, she started turning against the mom. So she wanted the mom out of there. She felt like the mom didn't really have no talent, even though she was an interior designer or whatever. So let's speed this thing up because, girl, okay. Okay. So now the manager of the guy, you know, he's written some books because he got a little kick from this pill or whatever. She shows up to town, okay? And she wants to see what's going on, like where he get this inspiration from all of a sudden. So she's in town, and of course she runs into Macaulay Culkin. So Macaulay Culkin is in American Horror Story, okay? Part 1, okay? Because he dies. Spoiler alert. Anyway, but yeah, girl, so, you know, whatever, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. He passes her off a script that was not his own. I think he passed off some Mark Twain material or something like that, and she peeped it because that's what she do for a living. And girl, so he ended up telling her what the tea was with this pill, and because she is a go-getter, she immediately thought how she could flip these pills where she live at. You know, she wanted to start a talent agency and pop these pills to people to make some coins, okay? So that was her thing. So now she wanted to know who the source was. So now we get into a character that I don't recall seeing her on any other season, but I could be wrong because a lot of these characters play, or a lot of these actors and actresses play multiple characters in every season a lot of the time. So anyway, so we get to the creator of the pill, who just happens to be a chemist, right? Degree, work for the feds, all that stuff, right? But she's got this pill that she's created that she's doing a study on. So of course, you know, American Horror Story, they like to jump back and take you back to how it all began, right? So that's where they went with that. They went back 5 years to show how she ended up in the town and how the pill came about and blah, blah, blah. And then we jump back, and now the mom is having the baby. Girl. Okay, so now the daughter wants her gone. You know, she doesn't want her there anymore. So she basically, long story short, basically cons her into taking this, or sweet talks her, because you know that's her mom. Sweet talks her into taking this pill, and it did not work for her. She turns into a people eater, okay? And then they do this whole setup thing with, I guess, trying to progress towards what the other lady had in mind with the whole talent agency thing, because they set up this whole thing where, oh, because they took the baby. The lead vamps took the baby, right? So Sarah Paulson, who plays the homeless lady, was supposed to go kidnap the kid, the newborn, her and Macaulay Culkin. They didn't know that old girl took the pill and the talent didn't work, or the pill didn't work for her, so she's in the room, and you know how that goes. So anyway, they ended up getting the baby anyway, though. So, you know, of course, dad, he going to save the son. You know, he got his daughter with him. The wife done turned. He can't do nothing with her. He got her locked in the bathroom. And, you know, he go get this baby, and then the 2 lead vamps are there, and then the lady who created the pill is there, and then the lady who's his manager is there, you know. Girl, so the 2 vamp people, they, you know, they was about to kill the baby, and the lady who is the manager had somehow talked all the people eater people into coming to the house where they were at, and girl, it was just over from there. They was just all killed up in there, okay? The only people that was still alive was the dad, the daughter, the baby, the manager, and the creator of the pill. Okay, so this is the end of the season right here, basically, or the end of the part 1. Okay, so, you know, the dad's all happy, and he's like, it's just the 3 of us now, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, Dad, I'm sorry, but it's just 2 of us, and then she kills the dad, okay? Girl. And then it just ends with them testing, you know, the manager, the lady who wants the talent agency, she goes to this book reading or whatever it is, and there's like a group of people in there, and she talks them into taking this pill, and they become basically guinea pigs, and that's pretty much how part 1 ended. I like to rap, but I sing a lot. I let the 808s bang in my drums now.